Well, ladies and gentlemen, we just saw a massive wipeout of the overall market in the last 24 hours. And although a lot of people have been panicking, I don't think that there is any reason why we should be. I don't think that we should be concerned. I don't think that we should be worried or anything like that. And in this video, I'm actually going to be showing you guys why this was one of the most bullish events technically. I know that it is kind of disguised behind negative price action, panic, concern, things like that. But this was actually very bullish. So with that being said, welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. So let's dive on in and let's actually talk about a few things. Let's first address what actually happened, which was a liquidation event. There was massive amounts of liquidations that did happen today. I think it was like $1.7 billion. We'll talk about that. XRP wicked down to the perfect area, which we will address that as well. Bitcoin, I know, hit the low 90K region. If we actually look at this, I know that it doesn't seem like much when we go all the way back to like the 4th when Bitcoin was trading at about roughly 95K. But if we look at the last day, Bitcoin ran up to 100K plus, and then it wicked down to $95,000. And with Bitcoin dominance recently moving to the upside, one thing that I have been warning you guys a little bit about is if we do see a little bit of a wipeout, yes, it will, really hurt altcoins in a big way. And we saw that with XRP, obviously. We saw that across the board. If we even look at the top 24-hour losers, we could see that, XRP was not shy to the party, but it definitely wasn't the worst one to be hit because there was double-digit losses across the board. And, a lot of the market definitely did take a big hit in the last 24 hours, which is to be expected. Now, one thing that I have been saying is how the market has been red hot for the last couple, weeks or so. I mean, in the last 30 days, this is what the last 30 days has been really kind of looking like for the fear and greed index around, crypto. Now, mind you, we were already in extreme greed, or at least around extreme greed, when Bitcoin was trading at about roughly $80,000, almost $500 on the 10th of November. Throughout the entire month of November, we were essentially very bullish. I mean, even if we look at the last year and we go back to the beginning of November, we did hit a very significant low. I mean, Bitcoin was trading at about $67,800. Fear and greed was around neutral, 50. But this quickly rose to extreme greed by the 11th, with Bitcoin hitting almost $89,000. And of course, yes, Bitcoin did hit well over $100,000. And this happened in less than 30 days. I want to put a time frame on this because I want you guys to understand how fast we move to the upside and how volatile this space really is. A correction or a pullback or even a liquidation event was going to happen. It's healthy. It's to be expected. Okay. Now, talking about that, this is what the Bitcoin chart looks like right now. The trend is still intact, which is very good to see. I'm hoping that we actually maintain these lows. By the time that this video does go live, we should have confirmation of if we're going to lose these lows or not. I am recording this a little bit ahead of time because I will be traveling for business today. But regardless, this is what the overall trend looks like. We have been holding this and we want to clear out these highs around 99K. We want to regain that, and then we want to clear out those highs on the daily where we closed at, which is around like roughly 101.2K. This is resistance, okay? So we actually want to get a nice daily close over this level to clean out these highs and ultimately push even higher when it comes to Bitcoin. Now, during this time, yes, we are still looking at altcoins. The big thing about XRP is that we did hit our fair value gap down here. And you might be looking at this chart and saying like, Nick, what's up with these drawings? Don't worry, I will explain them in a second. But this was the fair value gap. I outlined this multiple times in previous videos when it comes to XRP. Even though I was very bullish on XRP, I still am, by the way. But this is the level that I told you guys to be aware of, which was around $1.95 to about $2.08. Okay, and the reason why is this is a fair value gap that has yet to actually be retested after running all the way up to about $2.90. Now, this was the video that I posted, and this goes back 4 days ago while XRP was trading at about roughly $2 and almost 40 cents or so. This is before the 60 Minutes interview and all that kind of stuff, but listen closely to what I was saying in this video real quick before we continue on. So if we're really kind of looking at this price chart, does this look like something that is topped out? No, it doesn't. It looks like a slight correction before a much larger move on the board. But the problem is that the indicators are definitely red hot. But if we go to the higher time frames, like the weekly, for an example, okay, I have been following the weekly for a little bit of time. We could still see that on the MACD, momentum is still there. There's still a lot of bullish momentum, even on this weekly candle. But as we look at XRP, everyone is questioning me like, hey, is this the top for XRP? Is the XRP top in? And if we're thinking about Bitcoin just breaking over $100,000, if we're thinking about Bitcoin dominance still dropping to the bottom, I don't think that the top is in for XRP yet. And the reason why I'm saying that is because even as we look at XRP, could this come down deeper? Yeah, 100%. This could still, come all the way down to roughly $1.96 and retest the 2021 highs, for an example. But ultimately, the level in which I am fully focused on when it comes to XRP, and if we actually go to the lower time frames, like the 12-hour, for an example, the biggest level for me on this chart, and I actually think it's on the 4-hour, the biggest level for me to really kind of focus on when it comes to XRP is just really kind of filling this gap down here. And this is like right around roughly $1.95, $1.96 to like $2.08. If we fill that gap, are you going to be concerned? I know a lot of people out there will be concerned, but I wouldn't be concerned. And the reason why is this is filling a fair value gap. Number one, it's retesting a significant high. But you could also see that bearish momentum, even on the MACD on the lower time frames, like the 4-hour, is starting to die down, which means, we could potentially be at our bottom. Like we could have saw the bottom already on XRP. The big thing is that, we have on the lower time frames, and this is exactly why I brought up the Bitcoin chart initially. We have this nice low here. But, I just want to really kind of pause it here because, I do go on to really kind of explain significant lows being lost on XRP that we want to watch for to really kind of signal that we're going to retest those lows, aka that fair value gap. But I was even mentioning there that, yes, we could potentially see this fair value gap target it. Now, would I be concerned? Would I be bearish or anything like that on XRP? No, I wouldn't. In fact, this is actually very healthy. Bitcoin filled its macro fair value gap back around like March all the way through the summertime. And we see where Bitcoin went after. I'm expecting the same exact thing on XRP. Now, why do I have these drawings on this board? Well, we have this high back here, which is the December 3rd high, followed by a low. Now, this is technically a lower low going off of the lows from December 2nd. Okay, so this was not a good sign, and it was actually showing us that XRP was weakening. Now, I do have this trend line on the top, and I also have this trend line on the bottom because we could still very well chop within this. We don't need to completely, be bottomed here and just go to the moon tomorrow. No, we could still chop within this area. That's why, I just want to make sure that you guys are aware, that we still need to clear this upper trend line. We want to actually break over this upper trend line. But that's why I do have these drawings here because we also have a lower high, and the lower high is from Sunday, December 8th. This is when we had 60 minutes, right? We completely rejected off of that upper trend line, failed the breakout, and then, of course, we did fill the fair value gap. Now, the big thing for me is that I want to see on the lower time frames, we're on the 4-hour right now, I want to see higher lows printed on this chart. Just for reference, this is Bitcoin, okay? I'm going to go back and kind of show you this. So this was Bitcoin's price action all through 2024, essentially leading up to where we are at now, where we did have a ton of lower highs, lower lows, and we waited for this to actually form a bullish structure, which did start officially at the beginning of September, which is why we're at where we are at right now. But the big thing that I'm watching for is for XRP to actually form a bullish structure, because so far, ever since we did hit that high back on December 3rd, we've been technically in a bearish structure until we clear these previous highs. And even then, we still have to clear the $2.90 level. But after that is cleared, I do think that it's clear skies to $3 plus and ultimately for a new all-time high to be printed on XRP, which is why I'm not concerned at all when it comes to the recent price action in this space. This is all a liquidation event. People need to stop using leverage if they're not experienced in this space as a trader. This was in the last 60 minutes. This happened early yesterday, right? Justin, $122 million liquidated from the cryptocurrency market in the past 60 minutes. This quickly morphed into $813 million. And, towards the end, it was well over $1.7 billion. And this might not seem like a lot, but when we're thinking about how illiquid some of these altcoins are, some of these exchanges as well, it does cause cascading effects across the board. So you might be looking at this $1.72 billion and you're like, well, this doesn't add up when we're at a almost $5 trillion market. Well, first off, retail is very impulsive. They see something that, scares them and they're immediately selling, or, they're just panicking. They're impulsively, hitting buttons. They don't know what they're doing. I've seen it many times over, right? It's just emotions getting the best of people. But there was a massive amount of liquidations that happened. There was a large amount of money that did get wiped off the board, and this did cause cascading effects on almost all these charts. Yesterday, when I looked at the XRP chart, because I saw it early in the morning, I was like, all right, well, we're trading at about roughly $2.30 or so. And then, somebody said, hey, we hit your fair value gap. And I was like, did we? And I looked, and it was just so quick that it happened. And now we're already rebounding. So the big question is, are we going to continue from here? Well, again, the big moment is us, regaining some momentum. Right now, we are flipping this liquidity level as I am recording this. So hopefully that does continue. But for the most part, this is to be expected, right? These are moves that happen during the, bull market, when the market is red hot. And just like I said with XRP, it has been red hot for a while. Everyone was screaming all-time highs and, this, that, whatever. And trust me, I'm still looking for all-time highs. And yes, I even called for all-time highs because we will get there. But within that, I have been telling you guys to be cautious because, yes, the market is still red hot. Yes, we are at extreme greed levels. Yes, Bitcoin did break over $100,000. So, sell-offs and, these types of events are normal. It's normal bull market behavior. And I want to wrap up this video with this post here that I saw. And, it really did speak volumes on what to really kind of watch for in this space. And we have today's dump resulted in the biggest liquidation since 2021. I would like to present a microstructure view of this entire situation. As always, this thread is full of insights, charts, and comments. Retweet if you enjoyed this analysis. And we have, firstly, when discussing this kind of dump, we need to determine where the pressure was the greatest. We observed something crazy. Coinbase traders began selling aggressively almost an hour before the mega dump. And here we could actually see across the board, Coinbase selling heavy versus Binance, for an example, okay? Of course, the biggest drop was triggered by a liquidation cascade, but this constant selling pressure was crucial in pushing the price into a region where over-leveraged positions were forced to close. How can we tell that the market was overheated? It's simple. The funding fee plus the increase in open interest, these two factors are drivers of the current market and indicate that people are over-leveraged. But the thing about this is it's not even just about over-leveraged. Go to Google Trends, look at all the new faces around. It was clear that a big welcome mat for retail was thrown down after the elections. So it was very, very easy to tell that we were most likely going to see some sort of reset of the market. Initially, we started to have a little bit of a reset prior to December 8th on even XRP, right? We start to have that sell-off going all the way back to like December 3rd. This is when we start to see the reset in real time, but you never know how long these things are going to last. In this case, December 3rd all the way through December 9th. So 6 days, roughly almost a whole week. And again, this is all after, by the way, just really want to quickly show you guys this. This is all after XRP has jumped from the lows, right? Over 488%. And this happened in a very short amount of time. We're going all the way back to November 3rd. I mean, this happened in 30 days exact. So, after 30 days of essentially up-only price action with a little bit of cool-offs in there as well, where we kind of consolidate it for a little bit of time, this sell-off is to be expected. And again, look at this chart. Let me ask you right now, would you be bearish on this chart? There's nothing to tell us that we should be yet. I mean, this looks like a healthy correction, healthy pullback before, we do go higher. Now, of course, we have to watch closely. We don't want to lose this recent low. Losing this recent low would definitely be a much larger signal that, this is going to be a much deeper correction. But for the most part, I am still very bullish on this cycle, especially for XRP. But you can see that Bitcoin is different from any other instrument we have analyzed. What's important is the strong buying pressure that was generated on Ethereum after the drop. the relative strength in recent days was also visible. Could someone be buying? And yeah, there's definitely a lot of spot buying now. I feel as though even if we look at the top gainers and losers in the top 100, there has been some strong gains across the board. For an example, mantra, however you guys want to pronounce it, right? This is one of those gainers that, I've been talking about in the Discord, has been a strong winner for me. In terms of the top 500, C-Pool has been pretty strong. I mean, some of these altcoins have not budged at all. I mean, this is the last year for C-Pool. C-Pool has been nothing but, just strength throughout this entire process. I know Cell Frame has been doing very good. There's been some strong moves across the board. And, again, recently, even my portfolio hasn't really taken it really hasn't taken a massive beating. I'm still at all-time highs going back, a month ago or 2 months ago. Am I at the exact all-time high that I was at when everything was pumping and everything was good? No, but I'm still at all-time highs from a month ago and, for this entire year. So to me personally, I'm not too concerned. This is just a nice little liquidation event, providing a buy opportunity for anyone that did hit the buy button. But I personally love analyzing market impacts. If I could focus on just one feature in this market, it would be market impacts. And here you can see something crazy. The market impacts for XRP on Coinbase are mind-boggling. So it feels as though, somebody really wanted cheap XRP because you could see the big market impact here. And we also have something absolutely strange happened. On a large, relatively mature market, we witnessed a cascade of big sell orders that caused the market to drop by over 5%. We don't know exactly what happened, but it's certainly unusual. And again, this is all based around XRP. So you can clearly see somebody wanted cheap XRP. Somebody wanted XRP, to crash significantly so that they can get cheap XRP. And we can see that those sell orders are not normal. Something happened in the market. It might be worth monitoring this situation over the next few days. Perhaps a major player was forced to sell as if there were no tomorrow. Definitely, could have been. You could see the market impact. You could also see the trades as well. It was definitely a very large amount of XRP, but when something like this happens, it's typically a cascade of unintentional orders. Market makers absorb the selling pressure and hedge it, causing signal propagation across the exchanges. For perpetual swaps exchanges, this means that stop losses and liquidations are triggered, and the final impact is much more pronounced, especially if it is occurring within a couple of minutes. Remember, coins like XRP have been able to surge by hundreds of percent, even though they have market caps comparable to the largest US companies. Relative to these market caps, the liquidity in the market is still poor. And yes, it definitely is. That's not like the number one thing that I want you guys to understand is, liquidity is not as strong as most people make it out to be in the space. A lot of these exchanges are still fairly illiquid for the most part. That's why I don't trust these exchanges. So just so that you guys know, just be aware of the liquidation side of things. Don't go out 100x leveraging anything if you don't know about trading or if you're not experienced in trading. I don't even run leverage half the times. During the bear market, I was using leverage to trade. It wasn't that bad at all. But liquidations happen when you least expect it. And half the times, these exchanges are actually trading against you because everything is transparent on their end. But the next thing you always see in a hot market is a quick price reversal from the lowest point. There are a huge number of liquidations, limited liquidity, and still many players in profit who want to buy the dip. Let's see who comes out as the winner. And yes, that's the thing that I really want you guys to understand is, we are starting to see some very significant, rebounds. Again, it's very clear, even on the top 100, that there is, some strong rebounds happening right now as we speak. This will most likely continue towards the end of this month. I'm definitely going to be focused more so on some price action, throughout this week. If you guys do want some real-time updates, definitely join the free Discord. I will be updating a lot of people on free charts and stuff like that. So, with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.